Hey, okay, fellow drone enthusiasts, and of course a shout out to my friends at the Drone Seekers. This is Marcus Crawford, or Idaho Sledhead, as I'm known on my YouTube channel. Hey, I've done all the latest updates with the Hubsan app, including the update to the controller. I put out just a short little video with some screenshots on that yesterday, so I thought I'd get the little Zino out and get it up in the air today and try it out somewhat. We've got a lot of wind today, steady at 8 miles an hour with 15-mile-an-hour gusts, so this really is not ideal conditions, but like all of you, I really wanted to get out and try it out, so that's what I'm doing. A couple of points that I want to make is that, you know, I looking on a lot of Facebook pages, the usual Zino Facebook pages, and of course on YouTube, and I see a lot of people really stressing out over this upgrade. While I'll agree that it's probably you know, more difficult than it would be, say, on a DJI product, but it can be done, and I am not a terribly technical person. I can do a few things, and I was able to get through it, so I'm sure you can too. The other thing is, I see a lot of people that are talking about how they're afraid to fly their Zino because of issues and this and that. Gosh, what I'm telling you is, whether you upgrade that firmware or not, you need to get that thing out and fly. And I apologize, we got a big gust of wind here, so I do have my microphone fixed, so hopefully that mitigates that. But I think mainly what we want to do is get the little bird in the air, and man, I'll tell you, it's really windy right now, so I don't know how well it'll do, but we'll try a few things. We definitely want to look at the camera quality, although I felt they had it pretty good with that 3.4 update on the last one. Now it's 3.5, so hopefully it'll be a little better, although I didn't think it was bad before. Hey, I just looked at the camera footage from this flight, and the quality of the video is amazing to me. I thought that 3.4 firmware upgrade for the FPV was good. This one, 3.5, is extraordinary, so I think you're going to like it. The other thing that I wanted to say here real quick is, normally I would never fly on a day that was as windy as this one was. This was an extraordinarily windy day, and I would not suggest that anybody fly on a day like this. And you can't draw any conclusions from the flight control firmware upgrade just simply because it was such a windy day. We now return to our regularly scheduled program. Mainly on the FC controls, what my hope is that the yaw is not quite so sensitive, and maybe the Hubsan drop will have been mitigated, and then hopefully the drop when you're turning left and the rise when you're turning right, hopefully those things will be mitigated a little bit. So at any rate, I'm gonna turn on the drone and get the app running, and we'll go over some of the changes real quick in the app. Okay, so that quick, it looks like we're connected and motors are locked. So let's go over some things on the app here. So I talked about this a little bit yesterday. You'll see there on the screen right now, I'm showing I've changed my return to home altitude to 45 meters. I think that's higher than most people set it, but I like making sure the thing's up there a ways. And then move on down here to the gimbal. So then there's the gimbal pitching speed. Hopefully that's something else that we can look at today. I'm going to turn it down a little bit here. So I've got it on I'm going to turn it to see if I can get to a 5. Well, I got to 4, so I'm going to leave it at 4. I'm hoping that that slows down that gimbal tilt on the thumb wheel on the side of the control, so we can get some smooth camera movements. So then, moving on down. Let's see, what else was I going to show you here? Oh yeah, on the controller. We can get to that. There we go, there's the controller. So the Wi-Fi channel settings is something else that changed. Now I changed mine yesterday. Let's look here. And there it goes. So yeah, it is showing me on some interference on some of the channels. So I'm going to pick, if you can see 165 there, it looks like there's not a lot going on there, so I'm going to move up to that one if I can. There we go. So the aircraft will restart here, it says, and it looks like it's doing that now. So that got me on the channel that had the least amount of interference, so that should help with disconnects, etc. I was just turning around there to see where all the people went. So gosh, that's about it. Looks like the motors are locked. I am going to turn this camera to a direction that it looks like there's not as many people, and we will fly off that direction. So pardon the camera movement here. Okay, so I started up the GoPro 2. So first thing we're going to do, sorry about all the camera movement here, etc. We're going to get the Zino up in the air, and we're going to try a return to home, make sure it knows where its home point is. Auto takeoff here. Let's look for the Hubsan drop. Oh, I need to bind it. Okay, we're bound to the aircraft. Starting video on the aircraft. Let's do the takeoff here. Well, not a good start, as you can see. First thing it took off, the wind was blowing that direction, and I've got a little kit on top of the landing pad to keep that the landing pad from flying away because of the wind, and it moved right into it. Well, a little bit of an auspicious start there, so looks like we're good to go again, and I didn't stop recording, so let's try that again. I moved my, hopefully you can see it, I moved my little weight to the other side of the landing pad there, so. Well, so hopefully you see that. The aircraft dropped, so we're consistent. That hasn't changed. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at the aircraft up there. This is not probably the greatest day for this test because it's really getting blown around. Okay, I'm going to hit return to home here. And it's coming back to us. So I'll let it drop down a little bit here. Oh yeah, that gimbal moving. I'm full down on the gimbal now, and you can see the gimbal just barely moving. So I'm going to need to go back in and speed that up a little bit. I was trying to drop the gimbal down. Oh, that's cool. Wow, the aircraft is really struggling. I'm going to take it out of return to home. Well, this is probably not the day to be doing these tests because the aircraft is really struggling in this wind. Like I said, we've got up to 15-mile-an-hour gusts. Although if you can, I don't know if you can see it now, I'll drop it down a little bit. You can see it there. It's moving around in the wind pretty good. So. Okay, I'm gonna change that gimbal speed. Let's move it up. Okay, I moved it up to 21, so let's see what difference that makes. Yeah, that's about right. That's a good, so I would say 20 is probably a good spot to be. So I'm going to turn around here and we're going to try some turns, although, like I said, bear in mind that we have a lot of wind today. I wouldn't normally be flying in this kind of wind. Big gust right now. Yeah, you know, whatever I do with this thing today is going to be affected by the wind, so this really is not a good test. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try and do anything, guys. This is ridiculous. It's just not moving well in this wind, and we're gonna have to do this on another day. Well, the wind died just a little bit here, but even flying, I was trying to fly directly into the wind, and the drone was really struggling. Let's, I'll try a turn here. Okay, we'll try a left-hand turn and see if it raises it a little. See if it sinks here. Well, that wasn't bad. I didn't get a sink there on that left. Okay, let's turn it around. Let's try a right-hand turn. So it definitely, on that right-hand turn, it definitely rose. Although I didn't see as much of a sink on the left. But there again, I'm sure it's affected by this wind. It's calmed here for a minute. Boy, I'm just looking at that thing. It is really getting blown around. Okay, we're down to about half battery here, so I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna do a quick panorama, and let's see how it does in that. Okay, we're going to do a 360. I moved, well, okay, let's try at that speed and see how it does. So I'm watching, the drone's right in front of me, so I'm able to watch it here. Boy, it's struggling. As soon as it turns into the wind, holy cow, does it struggle. I'm hoping that that'll show up on the video. I think it will here. Man, oh man. I'm watching the angle of the drone in the wind, and it's almost, it really picks the angle up. Well, yeah, you can see the roll and pitch on the bottom of the screen here. It's pretty wild. Yeah, it's doing a circle pretty bad. The wind's really coming up. Okay, so it completed its roll there, and you know, the drone steadied out after it was done. So yeah, so it's telling me the battery is down to 40%. So yeah, I'm gonna go back a little bit and up. Let's get a little pull away shot here. And now let's bring it home. And again, I will manually land it. In fact, I'm going to hand catch it because of this wind. Boy, it's working hard to come back to us here. Okay, we're going to cancel. Moving the gimbal down. There we are. Let's drop this baby down. Okay. Make sure we're in the shot there. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so I'm going to hand catch this thing. I'm going to get see if I can bring it in a little closer. Don't want to get too close in this wind, I'm telling you. So I normally catch it from the I guess if I'm facing it, it would be my right, but I'm going to go to my left side because the wind is pushing it that way. So basically you just can ease up to it. It's moving around a lot. Grab it and pull down on the stick, and we're done. Hey, okay guys, so we got the thing on the ground, and I noticed after I did that panorama shot, it turned off video, and you got to pay attention to that, and obviously I didn't. So anyway, so I didn't have video for the last part of the flight there, but I do have the screen capture, so we'll put that up. But a couple of things that I want to get across is that boy, this Zino it's just an amazing bargain at $295.20, although that sale is going off. Hopefully they'll put it back up again like that soon, but even at its full price of $369, I think it's a bargain. We flew it today in some very adverse conditions, some adverse weather conditions. It did just fine. So get the thing up in the air, have some fun with it. Don't be afraid of doing the updates. I am, like I said before, I'm not a technical person, and I was able to do them, and well, my solution to the pins with an alligator clip may not have been the most elegant. It worked, and so I'm quite sure that pretty much everybody can get that done, and I am grateful to Hubsan for continually improving this product. You know, they could have just put something out and left it at that, but they're continually doing upgrades and releasing new firmware. And don't kid yourself, that's expensive. They've got engineers that have to test that and do all that stuff, so it's not cheap for them to do it. So honestly, I appreciate it. So I guess that's about it. We'll come back and we'll bring this little drone out on a better day when we have better conditions to fly. We really couldn't, anything that you saw me doing with the turns and stuff today is really not indicative and didn't really tell us anything because we had so much wind. But I'll hopefully get a better day and we'll come back out here again. So I guess, hey, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford, or Idaho Sledhead, as I'm known on my YouTube channel, out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I can use the subscribers. And thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it when people watch these videos, and we'll see you on the next one.